What? Bang!
Whoa! Wrestling podcast. Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
Rep, prove, rep.
Yeah!
Woo!
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Did he do it? Unbelievable!
I'm too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And I am Macho King Savage.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty! I said WWE stands for! It's me, Austin! I will never retire!
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, welcome to the show where we don't sing it, we bring it. Help us out and click subscribe to show your support. Hey, look, are you sick and tired of dropping 60, 70, $100 for the latest and greatest wrestling game? Stop immediately, go to Wrestler Unstoppable, available totally free. Totally free. You get to create a wrestler, sign contracts, get into storylines, headline PLEs, even build your own corporation from the ground up, all included, totally free. app.wrestlerunstoppable.com. While you're in there, do a search for Odin Maximus. That would be my avatar. I'll be happy to add you as a buddy on there and help you out. If you are looking to become a member of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family, you want your name in the shoutouts like my good buddy John down in Texas. John, love giving you that shout out. And you got to pop over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Pro Wrestling Podcast. Sign up today. We got loyalty rewards. $15 a month contributor. You get to co-host a show with me. $7.50 a month. I'll enter you into a drawing to also host a show with myself. If that's something you'd like to do, make that happen. So, tonight, jumping into all the news, the SmackDown reviews, the show, all that kind of fun stuff. Oh, before I forget, if there's something you want me to talk about in a future episode, and that Pro Wrestling Sound Off line, you gotta call in 267-642-1160. I apologize if I haven't gotten to one of your comments or questions or concerns recently. I will get to those in a future episode, no doubt. That being said, back to SmackDown. Gotta review what we're seeing tonight. I gotta tell you this too, because as I was watching the show, I saw the article about how upset WWE was about the results from the O2 Arena show being leaked early, and I'm that person. I don't always go out of my way to watch SmackDown live. I have a DVR at home, so I'll sometimes watch it on the replay or whatnot. But with this particular situation, I did have the opportunity to watch SmackDown. I started watching while I was working out at the gym and on my way home and my cell phone when I'm sure I shouldn't be paying attention to that. But at the same time, when I got done watching the show, I was really curious, like, what was on these spoilers that was so important? So then the show goes off the air, so what do? I go and I look online to see what's going on. And, man, some of those reporters, man, they could write down every detail, every what do they call it? Crooks and nannies? Nooks and crannies? Depending on the commercial for the English muffin, in the spirit of the London O2 Arena. And so some people gave tons of detail, some people gave crap, and I looked at a couple of them just to see what the big to-do was, because the one that gave generic spoilers, I don't think anybody would have been, overly shocked with any of the spoilers that were out there if it was just the match results. It's when you got into the people who really broke it down for what happened, like, other than the wrestling action itself. That's where it got crazy. So let's get into the show itself. First off, they start off with Lil Yachty coming out with Trick Williams. Ricky Saints comes out and gets involved. I love that Little Yachty is willing to take some physicality. He's not Logan Paul. He's not Bad Bunny. He's not jumping into being a wrestler right now, or iShow Speed or whatever, who, by the way, claims the door is not shut on him coming back to WWE. But the dude, I don't know if you know this or not, but the guy's made like $30 million. He's 21 years old as an influencer. No need to kill himself getting speared in the ring by Braun Breaker when you're making that kind of money. But anyways, back to the show. I love that Yachty takes a shot from Ricky Saints here. Really keeps the heat strong on Saints. And then, when Trick is checking on him, he gets waffled as well. Good way to open the show. Bring a little heat on to Ricky Saints. I don't think he has any chance of winning the U.S. Championship, but whatever. It builds a little bit of momentum, I suppose. We do have a backstage conversation. Alexa Bliss is offering to team with Tiffany Stratton because of the Jade Cargill, Michin, B-Fab, all that beat down on Charlotte last week. And she was guaranteeing that when Charlotte gets back, she'll hand her business, which leads into what I did on the prediction episode for Night of Champions. I really do believe it's going to be Flair and Cargill at SummerSlam, which means I think they may actually put that U.S. title on Cargill at Night of Champions. But that being said, tonight it boils down to Alexa Bliss wants to team with Stratton. Stratton accepts. They get into the tag team match. Things are going very well until there's some interference. And then we end up seeing, Jade Cargill get involved. And Alexa Bliss is out of the picture for a hot minute. And Tiffany Stratton ends up eating a finisher and getting pinned. And she loses. Good for Michin and B-Fab getting a win over people the level of Alexa Bliss and Tiffany Stratton. I don't know that they'll ever push them the way they could. But what was more interesting was Chelsea Green running down to the ring with a kendo stick to chase off the baddies. And, obviously that was going to set something up later in the night. And since Cargill hasn't wrestled yet, neither has Chelsea, they were going to be the ones to wrestle. So we have to wait till later to get to that. We did have the MFTs walk in on Solo Sikoa in the back. He was all happy with himself for what he did on Monday night when he basically helped out LA Knight and turned his back on Jimmy Uso. The MFTs, not so much. And I love that they made reference to the fact that they spoke to the elders, is what they implied. And they're out. They're basically out of Solo's group. Now, I don't know if they're going to still call themselves the MFTs, if that's Solo's thing or what's going to happen with that. But from now on, it sounds like they're done with them. Now, if you listen to one of my other episodes, there is a rumor out there about another member of the Anoa'i family coming into the picture. So we're going to have to wait and see. The word is Zilla Fatu might be joining the whole mix real soon. Curious to see where he plays into all of this. But for now, Solo and the MFTs are no more. From there, we get into Rey Fenix defending the AAA Cruiserweight Championship against Nathan Frazier. Look, this is the second week in a row where it's just the best match on the card. Rey Fenix is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Hands down, period. No question, no doubt. The problem is, in the WWE world, he's not big enough to be the world champion. So then what do you do with him? Well, I think this AAA Cruiserweight Championship, it's a nice little go-between. Something to give him to do. I just wish they'd give him something more prominent to do. I really do. Give him the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship at some point. I really think he deserves an opportunity like that, especially when he was as over as he was in AEW, in Lucha Underground, TNA, places like that. I mean, he clearly can carry the ball when given the opportunity, so that would be nice. From there, I really don't like the backstage segment with the War Raiders challenging Truth and Priest for a title versus title match. They're the AAA Tag Team Champions, and you got the WWE Tag Team Champions. If you were just going to do that and consolidate those two championships, just consolidate the World Championships too. Have one tag team that just travels everywhere. I don't know if this is a thing where the AAA promotion would benefit from having a comedic character like R-Truth, and then you've got someone like Damian Priest, who can speak Spanish and communicate very well with the people in AAA. So I think maybe there's something to that. Maybe that's why they're doing this. Maybe the War Raiders are going to win the championship. I don't know. I doubt it. But whatever. I'm sure we'll get that championship match at some point. Then we get to LA Knight coming out, and then he gets interrupted by Solo Sikoa. This is the second time we're seeing Solo in the night, and he's appealing to LA Knight to join him. LA Knight, in a lot of ways, respectfully declines. He does question whether he can trust him. It almost sounds like he's going to go along for the ride, and then he decides he's going to be his own man. He's not going to go there. I actually really like this. This is going to be an interesting thing. They do the same kind of feel later on with the Royce Keys situation. So, not sure where all this Solo stuff's going to go. From there, we get to, this is where it starts to go off the rails. Paige defeats JC Jane. Okay, I get it. You're in London. You want to give the hometown girl a win. I just don't like this. JC Jane came out of NXT and she was on fire, and they have thrown so much ice water on her It is ridiculous. She should be tearing people up and be lining up for a shot at Rhea Ripley, and instead you have her losing to one half of the women's tag team champions in really ludicrous fashion. It really was a small package roll-up, and it actually, from my vantage point, looked like Paige might have been pulling the tights. Absolutely ridiculous. Could have been so much more. Jacy Jayne deserves a win. She deserves the push. If you're going to do something with Paige and Brie Bella, do it with the tag teams. Do it with Fatal Influence, and keep it in that realm. I don't like getting Jacy Jayne involved and having her lose. Follow that up with the fact that we're back to Danhausen again. There's a thing going on in the back. I'm already over the Frankenstein Miz and the Frankenstein Kit Wilson. I don't love the Matt Cardona referencing the woo and all that kind of stuff and the Zack Ryder stuff. If you want to go there, go there. If you want him to be Zack Ryder, make him Zack Ryder. If not, he's Matt Cardona. Just take it a little more seriously. This guy was the indie god, and you're treating him like this. I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. That being said, it does lead to where we have the Garzas show up, and there's something under a drape. I'm sure that'll be some superstar that's going to be Danhausen's latest creation or something like that. But as they get to the ring, Danhausen comes out with his Frankenfied Miz and Kit Wilson. He's going to do Danhausen TV, and he's doing the rounds and making the pops and whatnot. And then the Garzas come out, and then Matt Cardona comes out to make the save. Leads to a tag team match, which of course Danhausen and Cardona win, which is fine, I guess. But I don't want the hokey Frankenstein nonsense. It just takes away gosh, there are catch can wrestlers rolling over in their graves right now watching something like this from the heavens, because it's just too cartoonish and stupid. It really is. I could go with never seeing any of that again. I love Danhausen. I really do. I just don't need to see all this dumb stuff. It's just ridiculous. We get back to the MFTs in the back, this time running into Finn Balor. And they, talking about, how they used to run together, referencing back in New Japan Pro Wrestling when they were members of the original Bullet Club, and they were super tight. And he made a reference to Shinsuke, and I don't know. I just feel like there could be something there. Could you really turn Tala Tonga and Tama Tonga face and team them up with Finn Balor and Shinsuke? I actually would be on board for that. I think that might be quite interesting, to be honest with you. But we'll have to wait and see. Clearly, there's something brewing there. We do get that Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green match. I don't think anybody expected Chelsea Green to do much here. It's kind of a travesty. When you have people like Rhea Ripley getting hurt, and the scare about Liv Morgan getting hurt, and Stephanie Victoria is hurt, and people act like creative has nothing they could do with anybody. You got Chelsea Green sitting right there, who's over like Rover. The people love her. There's no reason you can't push her, and they just choose not to. So whatever. Cargill goes over. Obviously, that's going to lead to her and Charlotte at some point. And I'm fine with that. She'll probably beat Stratton and then face Charlotte. That's my prediction. But whatever. Then we start to get interesting again. Julia comes out for her match with Kiana James. She defeats Kiana James. The lady's getting a lot of screen time tonight on SmackDown. And then after Julia beats Kiana James, which is kind of shocking to me because it seemed for a little while there like they were really going to push Kiana James. And now it seems like they're burying her. But this time, they buried her for very good reason. Because after the match, Julia, who I guess is babyface now, gets attacked by the debuting Blake Monroe. Former AEW Women's Champion, former NXT North American Women's Champion. Finally makes her debut. She was only called up, 3 months ago, finally making her debut. And it was effective. It really was. I can't wait to see what they do with this and where they go from here. Hopefully they don't screw this up. Then we get to the final segment. Of course, it's Cody, it's Gunther, it's Sami Zayn debating their match at Night of Champions. And what I did not expect was for there to be involvement with with Oba Femi and Jey Uso getting involved. And what I really did not expect was for the 5 of them to get into one of these pull-apart brawls. To me, that's teasing some really major stuff. And really, it plants the seed of not knowing where the heck they're going, post Night of Champions. It could go a lot of different directions here. And I'm okay with any of them. I think that was one of the more exciting parts of the show. Wasn't the most exciting part. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. And it's kind of weird that I'm saying that. But that was the most exciting thing on television outside of the Rey Fenix match. Best match was Rey Fenix and Nathan Frazier, but this was exciting. This shows you some interesting, unique pairings they could put together in the future. But that's not the most exciting thing coming out of the tapings. I said earlier, when I get done watching the show, I go, okay, now, I got to go see what the big hoopla was about these spoilers. And, the attention to detail that was put into the spoilers about what was going to happen on SmackDown was phenomenal. But what I really loved, and you can find it, because as soon as I heard this, I went right to YouTube, and lo and behold, it's available on YouTube. They recorded a dark match that is easily the most exciting thing that I have seen for WWE in a very long time. Probably since the first Brock Oba match at Mania. And before that, I don't even know. And that is, they had a dark match featuring Seth freaking Rollins teaming up with Oba Femi. What a bizarre tag team to take on the Vision. And what I found so interesting, and now they pick up the win. Seth Rollins gets a curb stomp and gets a win. That's fine. I have no problem with any of that. The part that's exciting, and I want you to find this on YouTube because it is out there and it's available. It's also on Threads and you can find it on X. People have posted about it. During the match, Oba Femi and Braun Breaker. Oh my heavenly Lord. This is the feud I want to see. And it messes with me because I predicted Seth Rollins was going to, I went back and forth, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker for the cage match. I think it does not hurt Seth Rollins to lose the cage match and then for Braun to win. But if you're going to set up Braun Breaker versus Oba, you have to have him win that cage match. And I think that is a match and a feud that all of us would be chomping at the bit to see. What an incredible opportunity. And man, they looked good together. They look like they had some chemistry out there. I want to see this match now. And I didn't even know I wanted this match. Now I'm dying, clamoring to see this. It's going to be phenomenal whenever they get in the ring. And this is going to be, let's face it, this is the future of WWE. Oba Femi, Braun Breaker. There's a few others, Trick Williams, the Carmelo Hayes, the Blake Monroes, people like that. But that match, oh boy. That is a WrestleMania main event level quality match, and I can't wait to see that one of these days. That's all the time we have for this episode. Check back with us next episode. We run down the latest wrestling news and rumors. Special thanks as always to Suno for creating the music and sound effects we use in our show. Today's show is sponsored in part by Beezle Games. Bring a new friend to family game night. It's easy with sketchy people. Showcase your artistic side in this game from Beezle Games by going to thegamecrafter.com and picking up your copy today. If you're looking for your next career decision, college, university life, you're not sure what you want to do, maybe you just need some formal training for your next career decision, go to our website at frolifeplanning.com for all your higher education needs, as Fro Life educational planning is for today, for tomorrow, and for life with Fro Life. I'm Fred Froelich, better known as Dr. Fro. I want to thank you for taking time with us tonight. Until next time, take care. Everybody, have a great one.
Wrestling Podcast.